Think about this. With this gorgeous background, with this extremely beautiful landscape here on Vancouver Island, I would like to talk about one of the contemporary music geniuses of our time, Roger Waters. I am personally a big fan of his, and a big fan of Pink Floyd during the Roger Waters era. Not that much after Roger Waters, but still. But big fan of him. And yesterday I bought his new album, Is This the Life We Really Want? For starters, I would like to mention that regarding music, is probably the top jewel that Roy Waters has produced so far. It's probably the best album yet. Although his other solo albums are amazingly good. But this one has a story that clearly shows that since The Dark Side of the Moon, he has recorded and he has traveled through a storyline that hasn't stopped, not yet. Every single album, The Dark Side of the Moon, The Wall, The Final Cut, and all his solo albums like The Pros and Cons of Hitchhiking, Radio KOS, Amused to Death, and this new one, they are following the same pattern, the same story until now. It's fascinating to find it. It's fascinating to understand it. And it's absolutely paramount that this new album, its lyrics, are fundamentally current from right now. They even have, he even put as atmospheric sound backgrounds the voice of Donald Trump and Donald Trump's picture in the booklet inside the album. The first time I listened to the first single that he launched in his Roger Waters YouTube channel in Vimeo, I was astonished, because this very album has a secret in plain sight. Sounds that he has used in very little amounts in past albums. But this time, while you're listening through the 12 songs in it, you suddenly realize that you have heard this or that sound, this or that accord, probably a guitar sound, or an atmospheric background, or a voice, or a female chorus, something, even a piano, very far away, suddenly, just a few moments each time. And then you realize that those sounds belong to past albums, as old as The Dark Side of the Moon. And this is what makes this new album completely fascinating, because he's letting us know that this is if not the end of the road, the conclusion of a very, very long journey. But we all know, because if you're watching this video, it's because you know Roger Waters. We all know that Roger Waters is not only a very big music genius of our time, but also one of the most prominent political and civic activists there is. And his lyrics talk about that by themselves. This album, as I said, is a top jewel. It is completely worthy, and we must thank him for continuing releasing such an amazing works. He already started his world tour in LA, for example. Vancouver, the city of Vancouver, is just across the channel here. And he is going to have his concert in October. And whatever it takes, I will be there. Because it's worthy. Because here are the kind of things in life that one simply cannot miss. This album is the very first CD album that I buy in 15 years probably. Probably not that much, but 10 years for sure. And I'm happy it was Is This the Life We Really Want by Roger Waters. Think about it. And enjoy the landscape while I pause the video.